what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Jimmy?
How are the holidays? Good?
Oh, dude, so good. So good.
New year, new you?
Yeah, something
Cool.
like that. No, it was good. It was good.
Awesome. Good Christmas and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I got to take the girls to Great Wolf Lodge. It was a blast.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So I know you're checking this out because you are
Dude,
in envy of this.
It's ugly.
Dude.
It just makes me want to.
You know what? I'm used to that. I'm used to the haters. Because some people don't understand pure beauty like the Irish.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So you see this, right?
Yeah, well, Ireland?
Okay.
Okay, what's going on here?
So my daughter
Okay.
went to go see Taylor Swift in Ireland, Dublin, because she's a Swiftie.
And that ticket was $1 million, probably.
No, not as bad as you think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she gouges.
Okay.
You know? So anyway, so they bought me this in Ireland because Notre Dame played in Ireland.
Oh, dope.
And I think they played Navy. This was 2 years ago. Anyway, so my daughter, who bought me this beautiful shirt that makes you throw up, and that just hurt my daughter's feelings. So thank you.
Sorry. Forgive me.
So this is my new pride and joy.
No, that's a really good gift.
It is.
Really good.
Let's keep for my daughter.
Yeah.
But anyway, so did you watch Ole Miss and
Nope.
Miami last night?
Tell me.
Since the Sooners are out, you picked up your
football's
ball.
done. It's only hockey now at this point. But the Avalanche are doing good, just so everybody knows out there.
Miami won, beat Ole Miss.
Man.
And surprising. I think it's a little bit surprising. Well, a lot of people are picking Miami just because their defense is so good. But tonight's going to be a great one. It's the Quack Attack, Oregon, against Indiana, whatever their hell name is. I forgot.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to remember.
But Oregon.
But yeah, so I'm cheering for the Quack Attack.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we talked last week after, or 2 weeks ago after our show, and we want to talk about social media, right? Because you asked me, and we'll get into this later, but I just want to set the premise.
Sure.
You asked me, what is it about me, right? And I thought I could put that away, but no, not with my freaking mind that once it grabs onto something, it's got to spin until it's dead.
Yeah.
And I thought about that, but it's a bigger picture now because I scroll.
Yeah.
You know, especially on Facebook. I'm a Facebook scroller. And there's just so much, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much like, oh, I want to help you, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a 1 hour mastermind. But at the end, they're selling something, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's are these freaking millionaires.
Yeah.
And they want to help you, but they're selling something.
Yeah.
So is this just is it no longer about what we do day to day, having fun? I mean, big picture wise.
Yeah.
Or is it now just a marketplace?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a really good question because I think recently, like we're talking within the last few months, social media has changed. The landscape has changed. It's no longer social media.
No.
It's interest media.
Oh.
So what I mean by that, right, is, you know, you've already experienced it. You watch a dog and cat AI video talking to each other.
Oh, dude, there are so many AIs out there.
And then all of a sudden, you know, that's what's coming up on your feed. It's feeding it to you because that was a particular interest of value to you. And so the algorithm then is taking more of those types of content and putting it in front of you. So to an extent, yes, it has become a marketplace because you can talk about anything now and it will get in front of those types of people that consume that type of content.
But you know what sucks about that?
Yeah.
Is it's a funnel.
Yeah.
And it just drives you. So you can't really look at other stuff. That's what drives me crazy about all these social media platforms is that they don't let you explore.
Yeah.
Once they kind of find their hooks in you, then that's where they drive you.
Right. Well, there are ways around that. And the best way around that is to be able to search it. Right. So if there is something of value that you're trying to find, once you go and search it, you know, in the search bar on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, then you'll start to see that type of content.
So you don't get into a rut and get to a funnel. You have to search all the time then.
You do have to search. And the reason why they're keeping it that way is because if they can hold your attention, I mean, how many times have you been, you've been scrolling, right?
Right.
And you look up at the time and you're like, oh my gosh, there goes an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I just spent an hour scrolling social media. Well, because attention is currency now. And so if they can hold your attention on a particular interest that you enjoy, they're making money.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. And there's the crazy thing. This is the thing that just shocked the hell out of me. So I am passively scrolling, and this ad comes up, and this guy says, I generated my own AI, and I'm better at selling deals or something like that. I'm thinking, then what the hell are you doing?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you have to put a fake you
Mm-hmm.
to sell something, then you're not being true to your clientele.
Right.
It is you, but it isn't you.
Right. Yeah, and we've kind of talked about that is like, do we pivot to AI in business or do we stay ourselves? And I think over time AI is going to get better, right? It will have better objection handling. It has phenomenal objection handling even now.
Right, it does.
Right? So, but it will get a heightened sense of emotional intelligence. It won't be emotionally intelligent itself, but over time it will get better, and you can train bots to have some of these attributes, right? So eventually, yeah, I think so. Like, we're going to see just mass amounts of AI bots that are replacing salespeople,
Wow. Yeah.
But as it sits, and when you're in the service industry, bringing us to the next question, what is it about me?
Right.
Well, you are you.
Right.
And no bot is going to be able to replace you. It doesn't matter how much information you feed a bot, it's not going to be able to make the decisions that
Right.
you would make. It's going to make decisions based on data rather than intuition.
Right.
There
That's
is
true.
no intuition within AI. It's a framework and it stays to the framework. That's it. Now, if you tell it, hey, when this circumstance arises, do this, then yeah, but you got to program it to do that.
Right. So it can't think off the fly.
No. And so in the service industry, right? Like, you want to go above and beyond for your client. You want to take them from point A to point B.
True.
And the entire detail line in between. And a lot of that is walking with them.
No,
right?
and that's true. And that's kind of the crazy thing that I'm kind of falling into, and we've talked about this, is that there's a lot of mortgage people on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like the same spill all the
Mhm.
time, right? No, care about your client. They really can't say best rates because
Yeah.
that's misleading.
Right.
But all the other stuff. So I'm looking at myself, a small broker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, okay, I know who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how I treat my clients.
Yeah.
But how does that not sound like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Because people hear the same words over and over.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
right? I know it's by action,
Right.
but to get to that point of action
Right.
is the question.
Well, and I think everything is point of view too.
Right.
Right. So, like, when I'm scrolling, I have a point of view. I have a particular set of interests in my mind, right, that I like. And so I go after those things. So, to the it part, what does Jimmy love? What do you appreciate in life, I mean, I know these answers, and I'm sure they know these answers
'Cause
by
we've
now
talked
too.
about
You know,
it, yeah.
cycling and coffee
I'm
and
such a mystery.
no. But I'm just saying, like from the perspective of the relatability factor is what is it.
Right.
And so what's relatable? What do you love that you know other people are going to love, and that's going to be your set apart because you guys found common ground and you can like agree this is awesome. Cycling is amazing. Like I'll go get 20 miles in right now,
Right.
and then I'll
Well, not today.
book a car. Yeah, not today.
We had a little snow.
Yeah, not today. But that's it. You know, that's it is the relatability factor that a lot of these people on Facebook that you're talking about, they sound the same.
Right.
Why do they sound the same? Because they're doing the same freaking manual book that you were taught when you studied. It's the same, okay, talk about this, talk about, this program, talk about this. When in essence, nobody wants to hear about that. They want to hear about you and then build the trust to sit down and say, okay, let's have a conversation. Let's actually find out, what rates are. What do I need to do to get in order on my credit?
Right.
But not until I found a relatability factor.
True.
There's a trust anchor there that I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to work with Jimmy. I think that's it, bro.
Yeah, I think because I know myself, once I'm there with them, right? I'm not bragging.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm there with them, then I am like really engaged with them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Not going to promise the moon.
Right.
Do we can. So it's not that, but when you're a small shop,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where, and this is one reason why I came to you.
Yeah.
Is because I'm a small shop.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting back in the market.
Right.
Right. And so, and we've always picked organic growth.
Right.
And it is building.
Yeah.
But it's those things, okay, now that we've created a presence,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we expand on that? How do we take it to the next level?
Yeah. And that's what everybody's question is. And it is a pay to play.
Yeah.
Right. Like we talked about this the other day. It's like you have the authority now in the market, right? Because you've talked on this topic, you've done this many deals, you've been in the market for this many years,
Right.
right? And you've seen this, that, and the other.
Right.
You've got the experience, and you've got the trust building too. Like,
Right.
because I mean, there's hundreds of pieces of content that we've done together, that are all over the interwebs, right? Working for you. And so that's the organic side of things, is you want to build that up. So when people come check you out, they know, oh, he actually knows what it is that he's talking about.
Right.
But now it gets to the place of, okay, how do I get mass amounts of people then to view what it is that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And an organic piece of content only goes so far.
Correct.
I think that will change over time. We'll start to see an uptick in, a piece of content that you did 2 years ago start to skyrocket because it's the relatability factor in a hot topic in the nation today, right?
Right.
And so the algorithm will be like, oh, this piece of content talks about that. We'll put it out there. And then all of a sudden you got 200,000 other views, right?
Right.
So I think that's going to become more of a reality, but immediate to cut through the noise of all the people on Facebook saying the same thing over and over again has to be done through ads.
Yeah. And, and that's kind of crazy because it is almost like a pay to play, right? And when you think about social media, you think that, okay, I'm this, I'm that, whatever. And this will resonate with people, right?
Right.
And it does to a point.
Yeah.
But does it resonate with them? And I know, see, and I'm in a different type of occupation. because it's not like somebody comes in and orders 500 bottles of something.
Right. It's not a product. It's
right.
You're a service-based industry.
Right.
And so you're actually dealing with the person, and you're working with the person to accomplish a goal, a
Right.
success, right?
Right.
In this home ownership, right? So it's not a product. You can't just be like, yeah, look at this nice bottle of wine. You know? Like, it's not like that. It's like, hey, let's get to know each other. Let's sit down. Let me ask you some questions about life and what your goals are. You're almost like coaching them through a major decision in their life.
You are.
You know?
And I've noticed too that, and I understand, but a lot of people don't like to take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that because doing a mortgage, you know, you don't want it to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things too that if you're not happy kind of where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
then does it make it more sense to interview other mortgage people, even real estate agents, right? If you had a bad situation with your last real estate agent, you don't go to them just because.
No.
You interview again.
Right.
So this is a weird thing because for me also, because like we talked about, it used to be that you could go in, cold call on an office, right?
Mm.
And what we're finding out now, and I could be wrong, unless you have a contact in that office, right? And you come in and say, hey, I'm Jimmy Oliver with Indigo Mortgage. You know, I'd like to meet some of your producers, blah, blah, blah. Right. Oh, that's great, Jimmy. Leave your information. It's great. Here's my card. Beautiful. Because you know how many of those they get a day?
Well, and two, you're up against affiliated businesses as well.
Right.
So it's not like some of these big brokerages like Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams. They already have an in-house lender.
They do.
They already have somebody that's right there so their agents can go and talk, and that's helping the umbrella, right?
Right.
That's helping the overall profit.
Right.
Right. And so with that being the case, yeah, you go to an office, you're probably getting shot down right from the beginning. Yeah. They'll do it nicely. They'll say, leave your information.
That's very true.
Right. But they're going to shoot you down because they want to push business to their in-house.
Right.
And so what is the set apart? What is the set apart for going to these agents at these big brokerages that already have built-in lenders? Well, I think it's the level of customer service that you provide.
Right.
It's the being able to navigate difficult situations. And like even the last podcast we did, you were mentioning how, you know, you got back and you're in the middle of this deal and everything's kind of going crazy and you're like, man, it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's it.
Exactly.
Because even though you're facing adversity, you're problem solving through it.
Right.
You're figuring out a way, you're figuring out a success route to go on to overcome the obstacle in the way.
Yeah.
And that is powerful because not a lot of people are doing that. They're working for this big brokerage and they're getting a lead and they're just doing the application and doing what they do, right? It's just going through the motions, going with the flow, right? While somebody like you is going to do way more than just go with the flow. You're going to have, and it's the same conversation that we were having too when I was like, you know, Jimmy, whenever you hired me, right?
Right.
You didn't expect the level of availability.
True.
Right?
True.
You didn't expect me to, you know, hear and help you navigate some of life's difficulties.
Exactly.
Right? Like, but this is who I am and this is what I do. Right? And so that's it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that hiring some big box social media management company or some social media coach off the internet that considers himself a guru, right? Like,
there's a lot of gurus out there, apparently.
I'm just saying, like, you're not going to get that level of service because they're just collecting a check and moving through the process.
Right.
While people like us that really care about the best interest of the individual, bro, that's hard to find.
Well, so at Indigo, my buddy, the owner, who been best friends with since 7th grade, we have a saying: nobody cares more about your mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take that a step further.
Mm-hmm.
We've even let people go when they're with us in a mortgage, right? And they go, "Hey, I got this." Well, that's a better deal. You need to go with that deal.
Mm-hmm.
How many people would turn away money?
Right.
Right?
Right.
But that's the way we roll.
Yeah.
We've always been that way. Because greed is greed.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever my clients become a digit, a loan number, then I need to get the hell out of the business. Right?
Yep.
Because I've lost all humanity.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that I know who I am and what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a struggle, as you know, with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not you and me,
Right.
but I mean the growth and the understanding.
Reestablishing business.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, when things are rocking in the spring,
Yeah.
I will never forget,
The building.
the building of it. And I'll
process.
never forget December.
Right.
When I had 2 loans that were in trouble.
Right.
And you know what? The cool thing is I didn't give a crap about anything but getting them to the closing table.
Right.
Whatever happens, happens.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, like that's it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, with the progression of AI and automation and systems and processes, being able to take a load off your plate, while that's all fine and dandy, also things slip through the cracks because of it.
That's exactly right.
Also, people don't feel like they're seen and heard. And like, hey, I got this question. I know I can call Jimmy about it. But if they're working with freaking Rocket Mortgage, it's like, yeah, here's a chat bot.
Yeah.
And they never address me and you have talked about
like
that.
a chat box. Hi, this is Jimmy. Thank you for calling Indigo Mortgage. If you want to speak to Jimmy, press 1. If you want to leave a voicemail, press 2.
But that's it. Like there's no courtesy. There's no concern. There's no emotional intelligence like we just talked about. It's just like, I have this data and this is the data that I can provide you at this time.
It's the funnel.
Right.
Right.
And sometimes people just need to be like, yo, I'm a human being. I have a heart. I have emotions. I have feelings. I'm stressed out right now because this thing isn't getting done. Like people need another person to understand that.
Well, here's a perfect example. So you call company ABC.
Right.
And they go through the different options, right? Which makes sense because it really funnels where the people need to go, right? But what if what you're doing or having a problem with is not on that option?
Right.
And you hit 0 and it goes back to the original options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that happened to me. I was like,
bro, and I went to church and I listened to this pastor months ago, and he was talking about the issues in life.
Mm-hmm.
But what can be even more catastrophic than the issues in life is the misdiagnosing of an issue.
Right.
Because then you're wasting more time, more energy, more effort going down a road that isn't going to even help you. And so again, we can rely on AI, we can rely on systems and processes all day. But if that AI is leading them down a program that they're not even going to be able to get approved for.
Right.
They've already bought a home and they're over here, trying to do an FHA.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing too is, oh man, I just lost my thought, is we're creating more isolation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And we talked about the isolation that I went through after all this crap that happened to me. And it's so easy to keep slipping into that
Mm-hmm.
and to keep isolating because that becomes normal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not talking to people,
mm-hmm.
Like we talked about the AI girlfriends, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, dude.
I mean, you don't have to leave your house.
Right.
You don't have to communicate with anybody.
Right.
You have your AI girlfriend, and
Right.
you have your computer, and you have all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be around people.
Right.
And when that happens, it gets harder to be around people.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
because your comfort then has now become isolation.
right.
And when that becomes your comfort, it's dark because you have to fight to get out of isolation.
But when you're in it, it's not dark.
You don't feel it.
Right.
You don't feel until you realize, oh snap, no, I need community. Like, and your belief system has everything to do with everything.
Right.
Right? Like how you relate to people, what you believe, like all of these things play a vital role in how you view the world and how you view your circumstances and situations.
Right.
It affects your worldview. It affects, and dude, like even just politics, right?
Oh,
it's all slanted.
Right.
It's all bent towards something.
Right.
And so it's a skewed view of worldview. It's a skewed view of opinion.
Right, because they're driving.
Dude,
they're driving the opinions.
They got all the media dollars. They got all the media time, right? And so, and then you get to a point where you can't even make an informed decision for yourself anymore because this crap's being shoved down your throat so much.
Yeah, try and find the truth.
What's that?
Exactly.
Let's talk about that. What is the truth these days?
So, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are. Everybody has their little TV. Everybody has their TV stations that drive their political points, right? So I go online, right? But I don't listen to talking heads. Like I'll go to Reuters and see what they say. I'll go to BBC because they have no skin in the game.
Right.
They're just actually reporting.
Right.
And sometimes the best news is from the damn Brits about the United States.
Yeah.
But it's and that's kind of the thing that we're always searching for truth. I should say not all, because their truth is what's ever lined up.
And that's not necessarily truth.
Right.
This whole quote, of, oh, your truth is your truth. Bro, shoot me down. Go ahead. Like, that is not truth. That statement itself is not truth, because there is a truth and there is a lie.
What if your truth is wrong, right?
And how dark is that darkness?
That's where it blows up.
Like how bad is it whenever you believe so much that your truth is the truth, and then you come to find out 10 years later,
right,
that you've been believing a lie.
Well, the problem you see is when people stand up after something bad has happened, I want to share my truth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful, but is it the truth?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or are you just protecting yourself?
Yeah.
Or like you said, or maybe you've been blinded by this so-called truth for so long.
Well, this is an extreme point in the social media realm right now. A lot of people are telling you, you got to niche down. You gotta have a focus, right?
Right.
Or maybe it's, you've got to hook them. There's a hook.
Right.
And for a while that worked. I preached that, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's exploding more than anything right now? Is people with extreme opinion on a topic.
That has been building for years.
But I'm telling you, an account will blow up faster than fast if that individual has an extreme standpoint on a topic and their belief is leading the way.
Right, because people, let's just go on the negative side. When somebody steps out and says, let's say they make a racist statement, right? Well, all the people that had that belief are jumping right on in because somebody said it's okay.
Yeah, it's a bandwagon.
So I'm going to jump in, right? Because if you tell truth, like if you say, you know what, we're all people, we're all human beings, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
it's going to blip a little bit, right? Because there's a lot of people that believe that, and it's not like they're going to hit like, and
Right.
that's why I believe. But like you said, extremists on either end, they're going to get the hits. And we talked about, because remember, we talked about stuff like this before. And I said, I want to say this, but you know what? No, because that's going to, I don't want people to take that the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't want likes and hits because I said something that is controversial.
Right.
We've kind of stayed away from controversial stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have. I'm gonna get shot down for what I just said. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful and take responsibility for your words, right? Like,
But we talked about like Christmas, right?
Yeah.
We threw it out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we threw out there, but I guess some people want those hits, and they don't care who they hurt.
Yeah.
Just give me the hits, because I'm popular now.
Right.
And so it's kind of a weird thing, man. We've just been all over the place, haven't we? But going back to where we started, I think you're right. I think that the way you said it is, I think a lot of old social media is dying because people are just burned out on it, right? Because if you passively scroll for hours, that means you can't find what you're looking for.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I don't think it's so much a time killer, because if you want to, like, even like ESPN, all right? ESPN was always so solid. But now they've pretty much cleaned house, and they're paying two guys that are loudmouths. Because that's where it is. That's where the focus is. And so I'm thinking, okay, it goes back to the extremes, right? But I just think that if people find something they're interested in, they're going to read it. But if you have the funnel that's always working against you, and I didn't know about the search thing. I know the search thing could blow up the funnel.
Yeah. I mean, once you have consumed multiple pieces of content, maybe you followed the account, whatever, algorithms are going to be pushing that content to you, whether you go and search something different or not. Like, some of that content will, over time, seep in, and you'll see it.
Right.
But the way around, like, getting straight to people is 1,000% ads. Like, because there's so many people doing the organic content game. One, they don't want to spend the money to, pay for ads.
Right.
Two, like, they think that somehow, some way, their organic content is gonna, outperform somebody that's paid.
Well, we talked about that too, right?
Yeah.
Because like we said from the very beginning when we first started, is that the organic material, especially if there's a lot of it on the platform, unless you're saying something very, very special or something that's going to hook them, right?
Yeah.
Then you're just going to float in with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I will say, like hooks still matter.
Right.
Like, that's still very much important, and especially if you do the hook in the form of text on the screen, like some of your recent reels that we've done that are absolutely blowing up on YouTube and stuff like that. It's the hook. It's the text at the forefront that's saying, hey, this is the topic we're covering, right?
Right, but doesn't the hook doesn't have to mean you're selling something.
No.
The hook is just something that's going to draw interest.
Yeah. What is this piece of content about? Tell me now. Hook me.
Right.
Before I scroll.
Yeah. 5 seconds, right?
3. We're shot, bro. We're shot. It's terrible. So 3 seconds, right? But what's nice about those text on the reel, right? Is it helps the algorithm very quickly. So you're able to get placed quicker. And get in front of more sets of eyes quicker. Dude, this is the sauce that I'm giving you right now.
So we talked about this too.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people do their own social media. but are they doing it right? Right? And I know, I knew
You're going to fire me up, Jimmy.
Because
no, they're not doing it right. Like I have worked with people. They have spent money with me. I've coached them and they're not even doing what I'm telling them to do. And so, no, they are not doing it right. And even still, when somebody pays me and I've worked with them, I always leave myself open. Like, text me.
Right.
Let me know, what problem you're facing right now. Like there's this one guy and I love him to death, but he's not implementing what I said at all. And he spent a good chunk of change with me. And I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. And it's like, at some point too, how much time are you spending doing your own social media?
Right. And see that
Bro.
This is the thing. So when we started, we talked about this story where I did the things, we upload them, blah, blah, blah. But then we pivoted.
Yeah.
And then we pivot again.
Yeah. And now we're pivoting again.
And pivot again. And I think that's kind of the thing that people don't understand when you work with a social media person like you that's good, is that you're going to make us pivot.
Okay. Well, and that's only because these platforms pivot every 2 weeks, bro. It's just when you figure it out, rug pull.
Right.
Now we're going this direction. Now that type of content doesn't work anymore. Like your carousels are great, but still video is king. So go back to video. Oh, video is kind of lacking. Now we're going to go back to carousels. Hey, did you know a static image post is doing wildly fabulous? Is it though? Because next week it's going to be something different. Like that is how social media is. It's just a nut show, bro. It's like
even if you do a reel, right?
Yeah.
Because when we first started, it was like, okay, Jimmy, it can't be over a minute.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And now we're saying 30 to 45 seconds. Then it's like 30 seconds, right? Because the attention span is shrinking.
Yes.
Because they see so much of it. So if I'm by myself and I saw the guru on Facebook saying, hey, I can make you millions, baby.
This is it.
Listen to me.
This is it.
You have to do a minute video.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll do my own shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I never talk to him again, or they never contact me again to check in,
Things pivot.
and I'm not pivoting, then I have so much more to come back that I have to do again.
Yeah.
To get back.
Yeah, I mean, earlier on in us working together, it was like, Jimmy, bro, I'm gonna make whatever work because I don't want you to lose the traction that you have.
Right.
Like you heard me say that probably 3 or 4 times because it's so real. Like once you've gained the traction that you have and you just drop the ball on everything, it takes so much more effort to climb up that mountain.
And I did that.
Right. Everybody does. It's not just you. Like,
but you know what I mean, though,
Yeah.
because and then you think, okay, well, I've been out there, so I can come back, and you're like a freaking, who are you?
Yeah.
You're starting all over again.
What is going? And that's why it does. Like if I know that somebody is skilled, super skilled in a certain area, such as a mechanic.
Yeah.
Right? I know I can go on YouTube University and I can replace my alternator. I can do it. I can do it. Now, if it's done right, that's a whole nother question. Jimmy, I skipped steps 2 and 3 because, no, I didn't need it. I was going to, and then all of a sudden I start the car and it's like, boom. And I'm like, oh, crap. What just happened?
It's like,
hey, but I did it myself, Jimmy. I did it myself.
You got it on YouTube.
Where's my award? I did it for me, But at the same time, taking it to the professional is going to save me time.
Going to save you money.
And effort.
And stress and all the other stuff.
Why wouldn't I empower the people that know what they're doing?
You know why? Because, one, people think they know what they're doing, and they think it's cheaper, right? Because in this, and I was guilty as anybody else. Okay, I paid you money, Uriah. How come my phone's not blowing up in a week?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's that thing that we're so used to getting what we want.
Right.
Immediately.
Instant gratification.
Yes, thank you. And so I think a lot of that, it has to do with social media. I mean, when they're doing their own social media, and some do it really good, right? But you're right. How much time do they spend, and is it hitting all the pivots and hitting all the what the platforms are looking for?
Well, bro, some people just don't need to be making content either. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. Like, I know that social media is where it's at. That's where all the attention is. But depending upon what it is that you do will matter a lot on whether or not you even need to make content.
That's true.
And so, like, for instance, right? Somebody like you in the service industry, you need to be in front of people.
Right.
That's how you're getting business. That's how, I mean, even if you don't get business directly from social media, the first place people go to see who you are and what it is that you do is social media.
Right.
And so it's important for you to have that presence. But for somebody else that's more of like, a phone fixer. Or like, a plumber, a tradesman or something like that. That may help their brand to an extent, but nobody's going to care that you just rewired an entire electrical box.
Right, because they
just want their freaking electrical outlet to work.
Right.
They don't care if you can, tie up to the highest voltage, whatever.
Well, see, we talked about this, is that we can provide value, right? But does it provide, in my case, like leads, right?
Right.
Because you're right, not everybody needs to be on social media, and I still fight people about social media. They go, Jimmy, how many leads have you got? I said, that's not the point. The point is exposure. Everything else will come.
Right.
But again, they just see that, well, if you're not getting 10 leads a day, then it's not working.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about leads, right? So these people that are questioning maybe would say, if you're not getting 10 leads, a week, is it even worth it? And so to them, I would ask the question, let's talk about the quality of your leads that you're getting and how much time you're wasting.
Right.
Going through all of these phone calls with all of these people just to find out that they're not even in place ready. They're just kicking tires.
Well, it goes back to the point that we made earlier. I'm not selling bottles of juice, right? I have this product. Hit the tab.
Right.
I'm selling a service that may not be ready for 2 or 3 or 4 months. So that's kind of hard to track that, right?
The only way to track something like that is to actually have the conversation.
Exactly.
And like talk to people and say, oh, okay, yeah, this is the situation you're in. Your credit's shot, bro. You need to do some credit repair before we can even talk about the programs.
And see, the thing is, too, when I talk to people, I never ask them, how'd you find out about me?
Yeah.
We're going straight to let's get going here. And what do we need to do? And, man, maybe that's one thing we do is say, hey, did you see me on?
Yeah, social.
How'd you find out about me?
Yeah, that's an important question. I feel like in any service-based industry is like, how did you find out about me? Because that then is a KPI, for those of you who don't know, is a key indicator, right? A key production indicator on how this success even happened.
Right.
Right.
Where was the starting point?
And then you can double down on that.
Right.
Because it worked. Whatever it was, worked. And so now I can put more money and effort and time to that because it's going to produce better.
Exactly.
But if you don't track that, you never know.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's important, what do they say? It's the age-old saying, right? It's not about what you say or what you can do. It's your systems that you fall to.
Right. The processes.
It's your systems that and the data that you have on everything that you're doing. That's what's going to propel you forward, even though it's tedious. Nobody wants to be like making notes after every call, like, oh, Johnny, said this and his favorite whiskey is this or whatever.
Right.
Nobody wants to do that. But dude, how much better is your data and how much better are you the next time you follow up with those people?
Right.
Because you know what you know.
Right. You have info.
You have to track.
Right.
You have to track. That's the only way to success is tracking. And on social media, it's a huge thing. Analytically, we can let organic content work for us, right? We can see, oh, that piece of content exploded.
Right.
Why? Okay, well, it was relatable. It was a hot topic. This, that, the other. We need to make more content like that because people like that. You know?
But you know the crazy thing about social media, though, like you said, it's
changes.
hot today, may not be hot tomorrow.
Changes all the time, right? So social media is a weird animal. Like, it's needed, and I think a lot of people are starting to recognize that. Like, people that I've talked to for years, maybe I even worked with them in the past, are coming back like, hey, you know what? I tried everybody, and nobody helped me like you helped me.
Right.
Or, you know what? At this point, like, I've gotten the success that I needed, and you've added so much value. Like, at this point, I've got to go with you. I can't go with anybody else because nobody gave me the value that you gave me from the get.
Service.
Right? Give, ask. Right? Like, that you have to, like, in business, especially in service-based business, if you're not providing value, who are you?
Just another guy.
You don't have what we're talking about right now, because you're just asking for people. What I tell you at the very beginning of this year, my word this year is servitude.
Right.
Right? I'm here to help. What did I ask you at our meeting? What do you need?
Right. Exactly.
How can I help you? And we did. We came up with a solution, which we can get into that here in a little bit. But all that to say, if we are just trying to take, people can smell that 10 miles away.
Right. Unless they're a taker also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Then they smell the same.
Yeah. You smell like me.
Yeah, you smell like a taker. No, but that's true. You know, and I think so. What's been great about this is the whole it thing, right? And I think we've expanded on that. Before let's talk mortgage stuff for a minute.
Yeah.
Rates are just freaking. It's a roller coaster. And like you said, you know, the rates dropped on Friday, right? No, yesterday. I think you told me.
Yeah.
So I get up and to price a loan for all my clients, right? Rates go up by the lenders. And that's our conversation we talked about last podcast, right?
Yeah.
Don't believe just because they say they're dropping that the lender's going to drop it.
Right.
So
don't believe everything you read either when they're coming out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, let me lock you in at a 4.5, brah. Yeah. What's up? Don't read that small text down there, though.
Is it going to cost you, $2,000-$3,000 to do it? But I think that's what I'm preparing my clients for, is that it's going to be up and down, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like guessing the stock market.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I've waited till like the end of the day. Just if things are bouncing, like if we have 2 or 3 rate changes, and that's I don't think what people understand either, is that they think that, okay, Jimmy said it's a 6.5 at 9:00. I call him at 4:30. Now it's 6.75. Jimmy, did you lie to me? No, I've had 3 rate changes.
Right.
And people don't know that either.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for them to know, that when we say we got to lock now, right? No, I want to wait. Okay. I don't push. All I tell them is, I can't guarantee you this rate for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Well, what if they go down? I want to, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. We'll wait. And then we'll go through and they'll come back sometime and say, I wish I would have locked.
Should have listened to you.
But that's part of my job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if I tell them, and you got to lock it right now, and then the rates drop a half point, then I got to redo the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
Right? So, so that's just another thing that as we move forward, because there's so much going on in the world, that the rates will be bouncing.
Right.
And it's important to know that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we saw where our president wants to I'll let you talk because this drives me freaking crazy.
Yeah, the Fannie and Freddie stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So Fannie and Freddie, are being well, and all what it really boils down to is bonds and manipulation of the market, right? Because that's what's being thrown out there is you guys need to buy bonds so that we can bring the rate down,
right?
To get more action.
But see, what people don't understand about Freddie and Fannie is that they are a conduit to the second market, right? So the stuff flows through them, and if it doesn't qualify, if it's not a qualified mortgage, then it's kicked out. Remember what happened back in 2006 when they just put all these freaking loans together and they threw them on the market? And we had C-class loans with A-class loans and D-class loans. We had all this crap, and it all freaking blew up. The nice thing about Freddie and Fannie is they're the gatekeepers. And if you take away the gatekeepers, then greed's going to step in.
Yeah.
Right? Because they sell these and make money on the second market.
Right.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah. Well, and then you got the other side of banning institutional single family home buying.
Right.
Which could be a good thing. Right? It could be a good thing, especially for the investor out there, right? The small investor. People trying to just build their, small portfolio of a few properties so that they have a legacy to live on, right? Like that could be a major play because now these big institutions can't get their hands on single family like they
have been.
Yeah.
Right. Since COVID.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about portfolios of thousands and thousands of properties to fund an entire institution, right? And I am of the party of understanding like, yeah, that shouldn't be the case.
Well, let's take a step.
Yeah.
So they bought all these properties, right? What are they doing? They're renting them. So if they have taken those properties off the market.
Yeah.
And we're talking about an inventory shortage. We've been talking about an inventory shortage for 3 years.
Major.
And when you look back, why was it? Because BlackRock, and I said it, came in and they can't deny it, that they bought up a lot of properties. And they're not putting them back on the market to sell them.
And all their DBAs.
Yes.
That are bought.
Yes.
They're not true DBAs, but like all of the people that they work with that are bought, yeah, all of that stuff will come to a halt.
Well, you know what? I will, when I see the actual law and how it's written, then I'll believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's millions of dollars from these guys on Capitol Hill.
It reminds me of so many people that I work with that say, hey, this will be a good idea. We should do this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, we need to do this. It's going to cost this. We got to make this happen like this. And then they don't do it.
Right.
So it's the same thing, big headline. This is possible.
And that's what we got, right?
Still got to run through the Senate. Still got to run through this, before it's actually set in stone. And then we got to wait 6 months anyways, because we got to bring stuff and put it in place so that we can actually facilitate this stuff. Nobody talks about that. All they talk about is the headlines.
It's headlines.
Yeah.
And plus, they don't tell you, oh, by the way, forgot to tell you this. We have midterms.
Yeah.
Right. So nothing's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. All the effort and energy is going to be focused on that rather than what is being quote unquote passed right now, So all that to say is like, yeah, these headlines come out. Back to your point last podcast. Don't listen to everything you hear. Don't see it and then immediately say, oh, that's it.
Right.
Like actually have some discernment, actually, follow up with the professional. Find out, hey, can I actually get this 4.5?
Right.
Because you'll tell them.
Yeah.
Just like you said earlier, you guys have turned business down. But people don't don't want to do that. They just want to move because they think they know what is right.
Right.
Like,
and there's that disconnect. And I think this is becoming more important than ever because there's so much more on the internet and on social media is truth and fact.
mm-hmm.
Excuse me, truth and what's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because my buddy Ben goes in to go, he says, I can get you any rate you want. How much do you want to spend?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And people think like, okay, I'm going to drop it like 2 or 3 points, right? I'm going to get a really cheap rate.
Yeah.
It won't pass the QM model. It won't be a qualified mortgage because your fees are too high.
Right.
So,
yeah, you're going to be paying, $18,000 a month for this single family home, Like it's just not doable. It's not real. It's at some point we got to wake up.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got to wake up to the fact that, it takes work for success.
Right.
You want that home, you can get that home, but you also need to have more money, which means you got to work a little bit. You got to delay gratification. Oh my gosh.
Not in
whoa. Hold on.
Not in the US.
DG? Delayed gratification? You mean this is a thing?
That's a foreign language.
Oh my gosh. But we have to.
Right.
Like, it's not optional. It's really not. Like, at some point in time, you are going to have to delay your gratification. You're not going to be able to microwave it. In fact, you'll be healthy if you didn't microwave it. Right? Like, if you just wait and be patient and let things like fall into place, it's amazing how more peaceful life is. You don't feel like, oh, I need to get a part-time job just to cover my mortgage because I rushed into this and overbought, right? Like, that's a whole nother topic. Dude, foreclosures. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It is an issue. And I think that's what a lot of this talk and stuff is trying to prevent.
Yes.
But realistically, bro, it's still happening, and that is happening way quicker than what is going to happen, and like the possibility of institutions not being able to buy homes anymore and stuff like that. Like, people are going to get foreclosed on quicker than
right.
And at this point in time, those institutions aren't banned. So guess what?
They're going to buy more. And that's the thing is that when our industry or my industry, the key thing is always that they need to be set up so when they do the transaction and they're making their house payments, they're not skimming by on, and that's all they do. They can't go out to dinner. They can't go to movies. Wait.
You're talking about the best interest of the client.
Yes.
Why would you do that, Jimmy? Why would you actually look out for your client? Don't you just want to check? No. Don't you just want to go buy steak dinner?
That's my job.
You want to go sit at Cowboys every night, right?
No, that's my job.
And that's it.
Yeah. And I've told them no before too. They didn't like it, but when we say no, we have a plan right behind it.
That's it, is actually taking care of humanity.
Yeah. Servitude.
You have to actually care about what it is that you're doing, one.
Right.
And two, like who you're working with. Can you lay yourself down? Can you lay yourself down for the sake of another?
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people that can't do that. There's a lot of people that, are greedy. They're selfish. They are looking out for number one.
Right.
Which they come to find out that they're not number one later down the road.
Right.
Like,
plus my mom and dad would be so mad at me if I was a greedy guy.
Absolutely.
When mom is mad, everybody's mad.
Right. So, okay, wrap us up here, Jimmy.
So, what's been great about this is we've talked about a lot of stuff, but I think the it thing was important because not just for me, but for other people out there, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people like me that work hard and do the thing, and they're wondering why hasn't it clicked yet?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, again, we're looking at others
Mm-hmm.
and not looking at ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and what our gifts are
Mm-hmm.
as we go through life.
Yeah.
And I think once we get rid of that direction, because somebody asked me, how successful you want to be, I said, what the hell does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is
Mm-hmm.
it based on money?
Mm-hmm.
Is it based on having a big house and multiple
Mm-hmm.
cars? Is that success? Or success knowing your clients will say, you know what, Jimmy, help me.
I asked you what success was to you one time.
Yeah.
And you know what you told me? You remember?
Probably not. I'm old.
You told me point blank. You said peace.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah. And I believe that.
That to me is so important
Mm-hmm.
because the longer we live, the darker it gets, the more issues and challenges we face. More money is actually more problems.
Right.
Realistically. Like if you look at some of the most successful people, and I was very successful at one point in time, and
So
I
was I.
wanted to get out of my life. I'm not even joking. Like straight up, like I did not want it anymore. And I think we are in a time where so many things are being redefined, but one of the major things that I feel like need to be redefined right now is success. And it's happening.
And you know what? Like my kids, 27, 25, they look at success so differently because they saw me when they were growing up,
Yeah.
traveling all the time, working, stressed out, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of going, man, I don't know if I want that. Is money that important that I'd rather go to a concert instead of working late in the office for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because, when I was in the corporate world, it's still to this day in the corporate world, is they give you this thing, right? You're on 24/7.
Yep.
You don't get paid more money,
Mm-mm.
right?
Mm-mm.
They say this is part of your job,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're not paid hourly, you're paid salary. They can get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You're looking at kids that say, no,
I don't need it.
no, this is my job. You're paying me from this to this.
Mm-hmm.
All this other stuff that you put under the umbrella
Mm-hmm.
and all the extra stuff I have to do coming in on Saturdays, working at night, you're not paying me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. No.
And we have another generation that are thinking,
at what cost?
right,
At what your mental, your family, your joy?
right,
I mean, that to me is a not happening. Sorry. Like I'm going to seek out how I want to live and what brings me peace.
right,
Not what you say I have to do because I was told this job was going to look like this and now it actually looks like this. Like
exactly,
and you need me to do all this stuff because you can't run your own company. You can't get organized. You can't have right systems and processes. And
right.
so you take the load and you set it on me. Nah, sorry, I'm out. Not happening.
Or say we're gonna milk every minute we can out of you, but not pay you more.
Peace.
That's like when I hear people say, well, get a job and do this and do that, right? And they're making $15 to $20 an hour. They can't live off that.
No, bro.
But
not here.
People expect them to.
Yeah.
Right. Because if they're taking SNAP or anything like that, they're just off the system. They're just milking the system. You know that most of those people on SNAP, it's mostly for kids, right?
Right.
A lot of these people, majority of them are full-time employees. Some of them have 2 jobs.
2 jobs. And they're still not making like the minimum.
And we got people bitching in DC saying, oh, they're just living off the program.
Right.
And I don't know how we get on these tangents all the time.
Sorry,
but
firing it back up.
Yeah,
stoking my fire. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy.
But I mean that's right. I think you're right. There is kind of the younger generations are stepping back.
Yeah,
and
redefining.
Saying, and you know what? They jump jobs, right?
Yeah.
Me, when I was with the company, I was there until
that'll affect your reputation.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But now reputation, like that isn't even a thing. It's like, I know who I am.
Right.
I know what I can accomplish.
And what I can do for you.
And you aren't it.
Right.
Like, this is not it. And so I'm going to walk away and go to this job where they're telling me, and then they go to that job and find out they're doing the same thing that dude is doing. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go into business for myself.
Right.
That's why you see so many entrepreneurs on the rise right now, because people are realizing these institutions, these corporations are not the answer.
No.
Like, I can actually help people. Like, actually help people. Not say I'm going to help people and then just take their money and run. Like, actually help people, like you, like me, like a lot of other entrepreneurs out there. They've said, you know, to heck with this system because it's screwing people.
Right.
I'm going to choose to actually go into business and work out of a culture of honor. Yep. And actually take care of people and answer their questions and not treat them like an animal.
Just another
thing
to take money from them.
Yeah. It's crazy, but I digress.
Okay. This was great.
Dude, it was good. It was good.
Uriah.
Thank you.
Till we meet again, buddy.
Yep.
Have a good week.
You too, brother.